We've all been waiting for. We have Michelle LeSueur. She is the Executive Vice President of Product Education, all the way from Utah. Let's give her a warm welcome.
Okay, is my mic working? Am I loud?
There you go.
We want you to be able to hear what I have to say, and I'm excited to be in Tulsa. This is my first time. I've traveled all over the world and in the U.S., but I haven't been to Tulsa yet, so this is my first time, and I'm super excited about being here. And I'm excited about what I'm going to be sharing with you today. When I get out in the field and I'm talking and sharing on product, I always like to share my personal story to help people understand why I'm so passionate about health and wellness. So, is my slides in here?
Yeah, you'll get to them.
Okay. All right. Last minute, they integrated my slides into their beautiful. I have to tell you this funny story, so it's always good.
Hey, Michelle, we're going to give you a different mic. That just doesn't. I'm sorry, it's not perfect.
That's okay.
Daniel wouldn't like it.
No, Daniel's very particular. If you have not met our president, Daniel Piku, he is amazing. I love working with this guy. He's so much fun. When I put my presentation together, and again, for me, it was more about content and giving you information. I sent it to him, and he's like, "That's not your." He says, "Is that your presentation?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, where's the design?" And I'm like, "I'm not a designer." And he's like, "Well, 2005 called, and they want their power." I laughed so hard, and it was nice because I wasn't offended or anything. And I'm like. But we didn't have a lot of time, so Holly was kind enough to take some of the content that I wanted to share with you today and put it into the design that they had. So I want to thank Holly for that. And two, before I get into my personal story, I do want to talk a little bit about why I'm at Vasayo. I've been in the industry for a long time. I've worked clinically. I've done a lot of different things. I have a lot of different credentials. I love to learn. And when I was contacted by Vasayo and asked, about coming over, there were two things that attracted me to this company. The first thing was the fact that Dallin and Carrie had taken not one but two companies to $1 billion. That was really important to me. This isn't your typical startup. A lot of people think about startups in the industry and they're a little hesitant. I love the comment that Corbin said it's more of a reboot. You're talking about people that know what they're doing and are very purposeful and will have success. So it's not a question about whether Vasayo will be successful. The question is how fast. And so that was one of the main things that attracted me to moving over here. The second thing was my passion for liposomes, and I will share with you that after I share my personal story. Now, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and seriously, I come from the worst gene pool possible. I think a lot of people look at me and think, oh, she has great genes. Unfortunately, you'll see that's just not the case. Now, this is my father. He was morbidly obese almost his entire life. He had the autoimmune disease, psoriasis, that covered 75% of his body. He had 2 cancers, one that took his life at the early age of 57. My mom had 50 major operations in her lifetime. She had the autoimmune disease, Crohn's. The last 35 years of her life, she had a bag. She didn't even have her intestines anymore. And she spent the last 2 years of her life in a nursing home. Now, statistically, I have 2 morbidly obese parents. I should be morbidly obese. And yet I've maintained a healthy weight all of my adult life. Now, my brother also has Crohn's disease. He lost his intestines 12 years ago, and he's on like 18 or 20 operations in the last just 12 years. And so he has a very poor quality of life. He's in pain most of the time. He has a very hard life, and he doesn't get to enjoy things. My sister, she was also morbidly obese. She's also suffered from Crohn's disease, and she died at the young age of 47 from complications to Crohn's disease. Now, if this is my genetics, why am I so different? And no, I wasn't adopted. My husband did ask me that on our first date. But what changed my life was 36 years ago, I met and married the love of my life. And he was a health, fitness, and a wellness enthusiast. Loved to work out. And in the 36 years I've been married, I've never seen him look like anything but this. He's getting ready to turn 62 in a few weeks. He's not a crazy person as far as his training. He only works out 4 days a week, about 45 minutes. He doesn't have a radical diet. He eats healthy. But again, he takes care of himself. And my why on my quality of life is my family. I'm a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 8. And I love my family. And I love that I have the quality of life that I have. That is what drives me. I don't want to end up in a nursing home like my mom did for the last 2 years of her life. I don't want to do cancer like my dad did. And I don't want to do the Crohn's thing like my brother's going through. And so for me, the things that have made the difference in my life is my nutrition, my exercise, and more importantly, my supplementation. For years, I have been supplementing, and I feel like it has made a huge difference. It's products like Vasayo that have beaten my genetics, and that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. Now, I had the opportunity 3 years ago as a practitioner to work with liposomal products. I've actually wanted to formulate, as a formulator, products using this liposomal technology for the last probably 2 or 3 years. And I know firsthand as a practitioner how effective these products are and how quickly they work. Unfortunately, when you're a practitioner, you get to order the products and buy the products, but the public can't just go buy them. You have to be a doctor or a practitioner to order them. So here at Vasayo, we're really lucky because we have products now that you have access to, and you're not a doctor. And so these are things that you can incorporate in your daily life to fill in those gaps. So now we're going to talk about our supplementation. Now, how many of you remember vinyl records? Okay, raise your hands. We're all showing our age here. How about 8 tracks? We all remember those? Cassette tapes? CDs? More hands are going up. And then MP3 players, okay? It's time for you to upgrade your supplements, guys. It's time to move into a place where you can have supplements that you're actually going to absorb. As far as technology goes, we have upgraded everything, but supplements have stayed the same for the last several years until now, until Vasayo. Now let's talk about what they are. I'm going to give you a great visual so you can understand how it works and be able to explain it to somebody. If you're in an elevator, you can explain it really quickly. So I'm going to show you how this works. Now, here's your liposomal cell. It has the liposomes, or the fats. That's what liposomes are, is they're fats, that actually wrap around the nutrients and protect them. Now, your cells are also wrapped in those same fats, the same liposomes. And so, again, it's very friendly. Now, here's the beauty of liposomals. They are able to get through the destructive elements of your digestive system and remain intact or have very little damage. When you take a pill and it has to go through the digestive tract, it is destroyed and broken down and everything because it's a harsh environment. And so by the time it reaches where absorption happens, there's very little of it left. Now, I spent 3 years doing gut health and working on people's digestive system, and the average person walking around is probably absorbing about 5% of whatever they take in. And so, again, we're losing a lot because our digestive tract just isn't as healthy as it should be. So the beauty of liposomal, and that's all I want you to remember. If you don't remember anything else about liposomal that you can say really quickly, it gets through the digestive, or it gets through the destructive elements of the digestive system. Okay, that's all I want you to say. Well, why would I take a liposomal over an oral pill? Well, it gets through the destructive elements of the digestive system. And that's, if you don't remember anything else, it's just that one sentence explains liposomals. So here's how this works. When a liposomal goes into the body and it comes in, it actually takes and it goes and it actually fuses to the cell. So once it starts to fuse to the cell, because again, it's the same thing, it's liposomal. What happens is then the liposome starts to deliver the nutrients into the cell. Oh, they left out my last slide. So what happens is this fuses, the little dots in the middle go into the center of the cell, and then the outside of the liposome, the body actually reuses. And there's actually some great research showing that they say that people, if they just took in the fats that liposomes are made out of, that you would see improvement in your health, because we need those fats. We've gone to fat-free, and we've gotten fatter since we went to fat-free. We need fat in our diet. That's why they call them essential. They're very important. And these fats are very important for the cell. People don't realize as you age, your cells become harder. And a lot of it is because we make less of the ingredient, or the fat, phosphatidylcholine. Phosphatidylcholine is a fat that we have to have in our body. We need it to sustain life, and if we didn't have it, we wouldn't be here. And as we age, we have less of it. We're not eating things like eggs that are high in it, and so again, our cells are not as healthy as they should be. By using the liposomals, not only are you getting benefits from the nutrients that are inside, but you're also getting the benefits from the delivery system. It's going to deliver things where they need to be, and it's going to deliver the fats that you also need. So it's a twofold benefit to using liposomes, and that's why they're so great. Now, this is, you look at Dr. Blair, wonderful guy, have loved working with him and talking with him. I love smart people, and it's fun to talk shop with him. And so, again, it's being able to deliver something to a place that people can actually absorb it. That is the biggest thing right now, even in supplementation. Everybody's looking for alternative deliveries. And, you know, a lot of people don't want to go have IVs. They don't want to go do these other things. This is a great way for you to be able to deliver nutrients and get maximum absorption. Now, we're going to talk about our products. These are great products, and of course, we're using the best ingredients. I was really impressed with Dr. Blair as we talked about things, how thorough he is, and how, you know, every ingredient that comes in, he doesn't, when you get an ingredient, a lot of times you want to make sure it's the highest quality, and with that ingredient comes a special certificate. Well, he always sends out for a separate one, it does an independent, to make sure that he's getting what they are telling him to get it. So he's really great at making sure that we have the highest quality ingredients that you can find. Now, when you look at Core Essential, it really does fill in the gaps. When I did Facebook Live yesterday with Gallon, and we talked about this, I said, you know, let's have a little fun. Let's talk about what everyone's, or the largest amount of people, or the biggest New Year's resolution today is what people want to do for their New Year's resolution is lose weight, or get in shape, or get healthy. And I'm going to hit on this with each one, just one benefit of using these products just for that one thing. There are many benefits and how this will help you, but this is just one. With Core Essential, I love it because it does fill in the gaps. Many people, you know, I hear tons of people all the time, well, I don't like vegetables, Michelle. But you need vegetables. There's certain nutrients in them that feed your body and everything, but there's a large part of our population today that really don't eat vegetables. Or they eat a lot of bad things, or they have stress. And when we have stress, that robs different nutrients and minerals from our bodies. And Core Essentials is a great way to start your day, to start filling in those gaps. Now, from a weight loss perspective, when your body is missing nutrients, you have cravings. There's a reason why you crave certain things. I'll give you an example. When I worked clinically, when I first started my career, I did bariatrics, and I worked with obese people and helped them to lose weight. And I can see this consistently, where I'd ask them, do you have any cravings? Yeah, I love potato chips. I need that salty things. Usually when I have it, these were people that have lower potassium levels. I put them on potassium. They didn't want the potato chips. My girls would always say chocolate. Oh, I gotta have chocolate. That's usually low magnesium levels. I give them some magnesium. They don't want that. And then also, I have people that are going to crave sugar really bad, and I increase their vitamin C, and they didn't crave sugar as bad. And so there's a reason why your body craves things. And so by having the Core Essentials and filling in those gaps where you're actually missing things is going to help you to support a healthy weight loss system. Another thing too that I love about this formula is they did a really great job on making sure that they added like trace minerals and things like that. Mineral deficiency is the #1 thing I see as a nutritionist. And just so that it gives you an understanding, when we eat certain things or if we have to take certain medications, these things actually rob nutrients from our body, and many times it is minerals. So I'll give you an example. People don't realize for every 1 sugar molecule that you put into your body, it robs 56 molecules of magnesium. The majority of Americans walking around have a magnesium deficiency. But magnesium is very difficult to take in an oral form, and so it's great when you can take it in liposomal delivery. And so like I said, I love this product because they did go in and put in the trace minerals and some of the things that people are very deficient in. The next one is our neuro. When you look around what's going on, at least where we live, I see assisted living centers popping up everywhere. There's a big problem with the baby boomers right now and the 50, 60-year-old people that are really struggling with memory issues. Right now, too, with all the sugar consumption, Alzheimer's is related to type 3 diabetes. The brain is become, you don't realize when you eat sugar, it creates amyloids in your brain, and those amyloids are what is part of the problem with Alzheimer's and dementia. So again, you want to watch your carbs and sugar. Too much of anything is bad, and especially that. Neuro is great, and the beauty with the neuro is the one thing that's great about the brain is you can give the brain the right ingredient. It is amazing how it responds. If you look at Dr. Amen's work, I love what he's done, and he does these SPECT scans. It's fascinating to listen to him lecture. But he'll show you a picture of a brain, and it will have holes in everything. And for some reason, it can be someone that had a drug addiction. It could be someone that played football. There's many different reasons why people have really bad SPECT scans. But then he puts them on a nutritional program, adds the right supplements, and then he rescans them 6 months to a year later, and the brain looks completely different. All the holes are gone. It's created a healthy brain. We live in a time where it's really important to make sure that we're taking care of our brain. My mother-in-law is 94 years old. She gets around as well as I do, but the dementia that she's experiencing now in the last few years has been really hard. She doesn't remember a lot of things. And it made me realize how much I want to take care of my brain. I've always had a really great memory, and I don't like it if I can't recall what I want to recall. And that's why, for me, neuro will be an important product. Another thing that I love about the neuro is the fact that they're using nootropics. This is cutting-edge ingredients and science. I highly encourage you to Google those and show how potent they are and how much they affect the brain. A lot of people in the techie world use them because of the way that it affects their brain and their brain function and how they're able to remember things and learn things. And there's some just great research on nootropics, and people that are really into what's called biohacking their body, where they're actually able to go in and hack into their genes and use different elements to improve and make their bodies run better. They're huge with nootropics. So this is a great formula. Now back to weight loss. If you are training and working out, the more focused you are, the more you're able to accomplish what you're trying to do. Even when you're working out, there is a huge connection between the mind and the muscle. Being able to focus on what you're doing when you're training, you'll see greater results, and you'll see them quicker when you can connect the mind and the muscle, and you can focus. The next ingredient or product is energy. People don't realize the #1 complaint that doctors hear about today is how tired people are. They feel fatigued, they don't have any energy. And unfortunately, they're reaching for what's become a huge market, and that's energy drinks. People don't realize when you take these drinks all the time and you're overstimulating, that affects your adrenal glands. And when you affect that gland, it affects many other functions and hormones in your body. But yet people are living on them. I love our energy because of the fact that they're using ingredients that will give you energy, but they support your body. There's some great adaptogens in there, and those of you that aren't familiar with adaptogens are wonderful. I've loved them. I've formulated with them for a lot of years because they grow in some of the most harshest environments. When you look a lot of them, they go into way, way minus degrees in coldness and way, way high degrees in heat. And so they learn to adapt to their environment so that they can survive. Well, they do the same thing in the body. If you have a system that is overstimulated, it's going to have to try and create balance. If it's understimulated, it's going to try and bring the body up. And that is what's so great about adaptogens, and that is in this formula. Another thing, too, is I love the two energy products that they're using. They're using guarana, which I like. There's some great research on guarana and the benefits of it. One of the main things that if you go in and look at the science, and again, I highly encourage you to do that, it's great for helps with appetite suppression and again, giving you the energy. Green tea, there's tons and tons of studies on the benefits of green tea. The energy you get off of green tea is a nice energy and a great smooth come down. It's not a spike and a drop like caffeine. You're also getting the antioxidant protection. We're inundated with oxidative stress, and this helps to balance that out. So back to weight loss. So with weight loss, if you don't have the energy to go exercise or get going, that's going to be pretty hard for you to follow any program. So it's great that we have the energy. It's great probably if you take it 20 to 30 minutes before a workout, it'll help give you a better workout. So this is a great way to incorporate it as you move into this new year. The next thing is our sleep formula. 63% of Americans have sleep issues. This is a big problem. Many people struggle with this. And if you're not sleeping, people don't realize, even as far as your brain, when you sleep and being able to go into good REM sleep is when the brain goes in and it starts cleaning things up. It's what helps keep us from getting dementia and protect us. So that's why sleeping is really important. And like I said, it's a big problem that we struggle with. Also, people that don't sleep, they lose 50% less fat than those that do sleep. And there is a new study that I just saw last week that showed that people that suffered from lack of sleep the night before ate almost an additional 400 calories the next day. So again, when you don't get sleep, your body is looking for food to fuel itself because it hasn't been able to regenerate. That is when your body regenerates, is through sleep. So if you're not sleeping or you know of somebody that's not getting the sleep that they need, you're going to love this formula. It's a great formula, and it's not habit forming, and it's something that you will be able to use to get good benefits. Renew. I've been using there's a practitioner one that Dr. Blair actually manufactures for a company I work with, and I use their stuff when I work clinically. That is very much like this. And so with this product, I know firsthand how effective this product is and the results that you see. It's something I've taken every day for probably the last 6 to 9 months. I don't miss it. And again, it's designed to help make sure that you have a healthy inflammatory response. Inflammation is a big problem that people struggle with. As you know, the more inflamed we are, you age faster. So those people that are looking not to age, you want to make sure that you're not having a ton of inflammation. Another thing with inflammation is by the time you get to a place where you're in pain all the time, or you're hurting, your joints are hurting, you've been inflamed for a while. And so you want to make sure that you're keeping that inflammatory response balanced and where it's supposed to be. Another thing too that's great about this formula is it has resveratrol in it. Resveratrol is really great for antioxidant protection. There's, again, another ingredient that has lots of science on it, showing the benefits of it, but you know, our bodies make oxidants, so we have the oxidative stress, and it makes antioxidants. The problem is we live in a time that there is not enough, we don't make enough antioxidants for what our body's being inundated with. So we have to supplement with antioxidants to help protect our body from oxidative stress. Another ingredient that's great, of course, is the ginger, and then also they have in here bacopa. That's really great with helping people that struggle with joint issues. So this is a great formula. Now, working out. It's a natural inflammatory response that happens when you tear muscle down and it breaks. But the name of the game is to bring those levels back into range as fast as you can. When our body's inflamed and everything, our cortisol levels are higher, and we want to get those as balanced as quick as we can. And so again, if you're training and working out, you don't want to be as sore, this is a great product that you can add to your daily regimen for a lot of different reasons. So this is, my time's up. I know I probably talked really fast, but I know that Holly's recording this. And I want to say hi to everybody on Facebook Live. And I'm excited. We have an amazing crowd here in Tulsa. And I'm excited to be on the road. And I'm excited to see where Vasayo is going to go. This is going to be quite a journey for all of us. Remember, guys, it's not about the destination. It is about the journey. And this is a great company. I'm so excited that I get to be part of it. You know, when they asked me to come, I just thought, you know, I have to tell you a funny story about, I love picking on Daniel, he's so funny. He's just awesome. When I first met with Daniel, when we finished visiting, he was visiting with myself and my wonderful husband, he said, you know, we were talking, and he says, well, I want you to know that I have 35 resumes from top executives in the industry, and he says, and I'm talking to you. And it made me really think about, okay, I was already somewhere else, I wasn't unhappy, but the opportunity right now to be part of something that is going to be legendary was huge. And I thought to myself, gee, wouldn't it have been really cool to be one of the core executive people that started with some of the other companies that Dallin had done, and, you know, and I thought this was an opportunity that I couldn't miss out on. And so that's what I'm telling you today. This is an opportunity for you if you're here and this is your first time being exposed to Vasayo. This is an opportunity you can't miss out on. You have the opportunity to change people's lives with these products, to make a difference. And so I'm hoping that you'll be like me and you'll take advantage of that opportunity. So I want to thank you for inviting me and for me being here, and I want to thank Holly and Corbin. So thank you guys.